Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Royber, and I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Neptune Cargo Network, the first and biggest global NVOCC and LCL Cargo Alliance. On behalf of our team, a warm welcome to our orientation meeting. Before we start the program, I would like to request if you could please switch to the speaker's view. Today's orientation will last around 40 minutes or so, and to start off the program, we will have a community open mic that is open to everyone, which my partner Niels will be conducting. Niels, how are you doing today? Niels, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, of course. Hi, Christian. Thank you very much. I'm very well. It's 11 p.m. here in Canada, in Vancouver. A very warm welcome to everybody. My name is Niels, and I'm one of the co-founders together with Christian. I'll be hosting the community open mic for the next few minutes, where we get the chance to meet some of you, some of the participants today. So please turn on your cameras so you have the opportunity to introduce yourself. Let me go through the gallery to call out some names. And when I call your name, please unmute yourself and give us a short introduction about yourself, where you're from, and which company you represent. All right, so let me take a look. Who do we have here? The very first one is Mian Ashik. Good evening from Canada. Could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us?
Yes, I am. This is Mia Ashik Mustafa from Arfan Freight Solution. I'm from Bangladesh. I'm doing business since last 11 years, and I have joined one meeting in Shanghai last year. That's all.
Great. Thank you very much for your quick introduction. I would like to say hello to Kelvin Liu. Good evening, Kelvin.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Christine, Niels, guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Yeah. So I'm from Malaysia. In fact, now it's only 3 p.m.
Okay.
in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Yeah. So I represent Transform Freight Malaysia Sdn Bhd, and we are in business since 2000, almost 20 over years in international freight forwarding.
Yes.
Vessels, air freight, and we also do cross-border between Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. And we also do local trucking and also domestic vessel to East Malaysia, which is Sabah, Sarawak.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, great. I'm in the business development team.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I would like to move on and say hello to Li Ji from Oman. Is that correct, Li Ji? Kindly unmute yourself. Sorry, we can't hear you, Li Ji. If you could please unmute yourself.
This is Li Ji with you from Oman, Muscat. We have offices in Muscat, Sohar, Duqm, and Salalah. We are in this market from last 14 years, and we are one of the largest consolidator in Oman.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much. What time is it now in Oman?
Yeah, Oman.
What time is it in Oman right now?
11 o'clock.
11 in the morning. Okay, so we exactly have 12 hours time difference from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Okay, great to have you here today. Thank you very much for making time. I would like to move on to say hello to Ali Adnan. Hello, Ali.
Yeah, hi Niels, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
This is Ali Adnan from Portline Shipping, Pakistan. We have started our business 10 years back. This is an IATA company. We are working for imports, exports, and all the DDU and DDP, all in Pakistan. We have 3 offices in Pakistan, Karachi, Lahore, and Faisalabad. Our main business is imports. So I am the visitor for this network, just to know about about this network, and also to be member of this network for next year, because we are going to start the consolidation as well as for the shipping of our small NVOCC.
Well, you've come to the right place, because you're going to learn more about what we do, how we do it, and the kind of benefits that we're offering for you. So it's a good place to be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to say hello to Konstantin Ivanov. Hi, good evening. You could please unmute yourself as well. That would be nice, so we can all hear you. Still on mute. There you go.
Okay, so now it's okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Nils. Hi to everybody. So actually, I'm here to see what's new into the network. So eventually, I may join, the event in Dubai, which is scheduled for this year, I think, online.
Correct. That's correct.
Offline, actually.
Offline, yes. Offline.
So to see what's new, and so we've been a member for a while. So then during this pandemic period, we decided, to terminate the membership, to pause it. So not terminate it, but pause it.
Yes.
So actually, eventually, we're looking, to revive the membership.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome, of course. It's always great to see old members joining back again. So thank you for considering that. And I would like to move on to one last, so that we can move on with our program. One last introduction, Mr. Jograi Jadeja. I don't know if I said that correctly.
It's Yogra Jadeja.
Okay, great.
Yeah. My name is Yogra Jadeja. I am based in Mumbai. I am running this company, Nexus Freight Private Limited, since 2004. It's been a long journey and ups and downs. And now during pandemic, we are doing quite well. Since we have own funding, we don't have much borrowers from the banks. So we are doing very well. So we are focusing on Consolidator now and more of the export part. Look forward to your support for the same.
Great. Thank you very much, and very glad to hear you're doing well. This is great news for all of us, and I hope it continues that way. Thank you very much for making time today. And I would like to move on to our next segment, which is the network presentation, where you get to learn more about our group, what we do, and what we stand for.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. On behalf of our Neptune Cargo Network team, it is our pleasure to welcome you all to our Neptune Network Orientation. During this orientation, you will learn all the ins and outs of the Neptune directly from the founders. Before I begin with introducing Neptune to you, I will guide you through our agenda for today. Today's program will last around 30 minutes or so with the following program. After my presentation about Neptune, we will be having an open Q&A to answer all the questions about our network, followed by a keynote presentation on logistics trends after COVID, and then our after movie from our last conference. Neptune Cargo Network is a network for consolidators and LCL forwarders under the company RW Solutions, which is a network management company that we have founded in Hong Kong in 2002. And we are operating our company out of the Philippines. RW Solutions, meanwhile, has 8 forwarding networks that are into industry niches. We believe that networks should be themed according to their handling advantages and interests for members to engage into more meaningful business exchanges, with more qualified networking across the various brands. At present, we have more than 900 members from 100 countries under the RW umbrella, Neptune being the second biggest network that we have. Now, let me introduce to you who we are. Neptune Cargo Network is the first and biggest global NVOCC and LCL cargo network, which started in 2016 and now has around 190 consolidators and LCL forwarders from 61 countries. We started the network strong, attended by 140 delegates during our kickoff meeting in Bangkok, Thailand in 2017. We increased to 180 attendees in 2018 And then we grew to 230 participants in our last meeting in Manila, which was very, very well attended. Our Neptune family is truly growing with global presence in 61 countries, and we will be glad to welcome you on board. Now let me jump straight into the benefits of being part of Neptune Cargo Network. Neptune is virtually represented in every corner of the globe, and by being part of the network, you will enjoy instant access to consolidating partners from all over the world that you can rely your business on. Being part of Neptune means that you will only work with trusted, screened, and reliable consolidators. Every new member application undergoes a due diligence to screen the company's financial stability, market reputation, sales strength, and length in operation. All members are likewise subjected to our code of ethics and guidelines of the network, which must be followed and adhered at all times. Members who have been reported and proven to be unethical in the line of business will be subject to probation. Although Neptune assures that every member is diligently screened, the network still wants to make sure that all your billings are paid. The network has a payment protection program with 5,000 immediate dispute protection, which will increase to $20,000 depending on the years of your stay with the network. Through our annual conference, we reduce your cost of traveling to several countries as Neptune conducts an annual partnership meeting in different countries every year. In this meeting, you'll be able to meet and build contacts with hundreds of agents in one place. The annual conferences and meetings must be attended by Neptune members to fortify their relationship with other members. We promote our members and their services to the logistics industry by attending exhibitions in different parts of the world, including Intermodal, Break Bulk China, FIATA, the Freight Summit, and many more. Aside from attending leading exhibitions, we also distribute our agency list through our global database of around 40,000 freight forwarders. We have recently launched our brand new Neptune mobile app where you can access our directory and agency list of consolidators and LCL forwarders anytime, anywhere, in just a few clicks. This is an exclusive information environment to keep up to date with members, message each other, and have a look at the social wall.
We would also like to invite you to attend our most awaited event of the year, Neptune Cargo Network's 4th annual partnership meeting on May 11 to 14, 2022 at the Grand Hyatt Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Don't miss this chance to meet with consolidators, NVOCCs, and LCL forwarders worldwide. Thank you for sharing your time in attending our network orientation.
Welcome to Neptune Cargo Network, the first and biggest NVOCC and LCL cargo network in the world. Stay safe and healthy during this time, and I look forward to welcoming you to Neptune very soon. Okay, so we would like to move on to the next segment, which is the Q&A segment of our orientation meeting. So now that you know who we are, let me ask the common questions first. We are now answering all your questions and happy to assist, of course. But before that, may I request for you to move to the side-by-side gallery screen. So maybe we can start off with the common questions, and I'll ask the common questions to Niels, and Niels will be challenged to answer them, of course, right? So maybe the first very common question that we have is how many members do you accept per country? And how many members do you have in my country in very particular?
Okay, so to answer your first question, we at the moment accept up to 10 members per country. This can change depending on the size of the country and the size of the economy. So obviously larger economies, we would be able to accommodate more members. And once we consider, let me say, a territory full, we basically will analyze if there's a possibility to increase and to add more members in a balanced way. We don't want to have a situation where we will have too many members in one country and no representation in another country. So a balanced growth throughout the countries is very important to us. while we do a gradual increase of our network throughout, so that there's enough inquiries and business on both sides of the aisle. That's very important for us, a balanced approach. And with regards to how many members there are in your own particular country, we can let you know that information. If you just type your email address into the chat box, then we can let you know how many members we have in your particular country. We can send you our members information for your particular country if you would like to know that information.
Okay. Let me move on to the second one of the common questions. How do you background check your members?
Yes. So as you already said in your presentation, we undergo a due diligence process, which is quite tedious. Basically, once you apply to become a member, we will undergo a 60-day due diligence process where we do background checking through local associations, through freight deadbeats, collections, also company names that we're searching online. You'd be surprised as to how much information nowadays is available online. Even if you just Google your own name, a lot can be found out just by that already. We also work with third-party suppliers to check on companies that might have had a history or not. So we have a lot of steps in our due diligence process that we undergo within those 60 days. And then once we are satisfied with everything, you become then a, let me say, gold badge accredited member of the network. In those first 60 days, you are basically a member of the network already under probation, which means you enjoy half the payment protection first because we haven't undergone the due diligence yet. And that due diligence is also basically free of charge. Those 2 months don't count towards your membership. Only once the due diligence is over, then the 12-month membership fee, membership time starts. So yeah, that's a little bit elaborated on your earlier question, but background checking is very important for us and we take that very serious.
Okay. All right, let me move on to the next one. How much credit do you provide to your partners and how do you protect yourself?
Well, many times the consolidators give each other credit that's not really clear and can put you at risk. It's very important that you communicate, of course, what kind of credit you want to give to one another. And then in the Neptune Cargo Network, we have a payment protection in place that is a tool to protect members for credit risks or non-payments or even potential disputes. This is also one of the reasons why, why members decide to join a network, to make sure that there is a financial protection behind an organization like ours, right? Which you can be assured that there is a proper payment protection in place because we have been in this business since almost 20 years now. There is no insurance or public insurance company that provides any dispute protection or payment protection as such. So all the networks that are out there are self-insured. So over time, hopefully those networks, make enough savings to be able to self-insure. So it's important that when you do decide to join a network, that you understand that the payment protection is self-funded, and that whatever new network that is out there have the financial means to be able to protect a large contingent of members. So that's one of the very important aspects as a freight forwarder to check when they're joining a network. Yeah, that's basically the most important questions that we always come across. We'll be happy to answer any other questions you may have for us at this stage. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. So feel free to ask us if you want. And if you're too shy, you can also type a question into the chat box as an alternative. Someone is asking, apart from sea freight consolidation, will we have a group that does air freight consolidation?
Well, we do have an air freight network, but and the name of the air freight network is called Global Air Cargo Alliance. But that is for, I guess, another orientation meeting and another day. If you would like us to send you more information, we can send you more information about air freight.
That's
but
right.
Particularly for today, we are introducing the LCL Cargo Network here.
Yeah, we do understand that many of you are doing air and sea consolidation. That's very clear. But in today's meeting, we focus with the Neptune purely on sea console. Okay, well, if we don't have any questions, we can also move on.
Yes, Nels, one question for you.
Yes.
Nels, I go through your website. There is a two networks. That's one for the NVOCC and one for the consolidation. What's the difference between both of them?
Maybe I can answer to that. There are two different kinds of Neptunes, or two segments. The first one is the neutral segment, which is for pure consolidators that do not handle direct shippers or direct consignees. Meaning to say, if you are purely a neutral operator that does not approach shippers and consignees directly and only handles freight forwarders, then this is the network that you belong to, the consolidators group. If you are a freight forwarder that does consolidations with another freight forwarder and approaches shippers and consignees on a non-neutral way, then that would be for Neptune Console. So depending on what kind of company you are, if you are strict about neutrality and do not approach shippers and consignees, then you would then be listed under the Consolidators Network. And if you're a freight forwarder that likes to develop LCL business with other freight forwarders by approaching shippers and consignees, then you would be then listed under the Neptune Forwarding segment.
So Neptune Forwarding is also include the NVOCC as well. So do you think that when you become any member, when he become, so he wants to become the NVOCC member, so is this essential that he has some number of the containers he have with his own company? So it's not necessary?
You don't have to have your own containers to consolidate. You don't have to run your own containers to consolidate. If I understand your question correctly, I'm not sure if I completely understand your question, but basically one is the wholesale segment. One is wholesale, but the consolidators group is the wholesale segment. And then the other one is the retail segment, which is the forwarders segment, right?
But having said that, we do conduct the meetings together. It's just that we try to categorize our members, specifically the pure consolidators. We mark them as pure consolidators, and we also identify the freight forwarders that are not necessarily purely into consolidation. So we need to draw a line there between those two groups of companies, so that when there is a meeting going on, when there are annual meetings, which we do, which we did in the past, that we understand the differences between these two groups of people. That's the main reason why we also have this separate login within the network, but you are still part of it as one group.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, shall we move on to the next round, Christian?
Sure. Let us move on. We will proceed to the next program. Here is a keynote speech, a video of Niels on logistics dynamics in the world of COVID-19. Mashi, can you roll the video, please?
What are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? Everybody knows COVID has severely changed the way we live, the way we interact with people, and how it is impacting the economy. There are, in addition, a whole set of logistical challenges in the background that people are not aware of yet. Logistics is a $10 trillion industry and employs hundreds of millions of workers worldwide. It is in charge of stocking our supermarket shelves with daily necessities, making sure we get our Amazon orders delivered on time, and providing hospitals with the much-needed PPE and medical supplies. Despite extraordinary circumstances, logistics professionals, freight forwarders, and truck drivers from around the world have been working some serious overtime to overcome the enormous difficulties posed by the coronavirus crisis. What are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? At the start of the pandemic, the sea freight sector dramatically limited the supply of space by using ad hoc cancellations of scheduled services known as blank sailings, much to the frustration of shippers that had loaded up their goods onto containers just to realize they weren't leaving anytime soon. This in turn triggered a huge demand for warehousing space, as those goods packed in containers needed to be stored while waiting for the shipping schedules to resume. Many of us are well aware that the sea freight sector has been hit by a multitude of problems, from the recent Suez Canal blockage to the massive imbalance of container availability and the more recent port congestions as activity resumes. We all know the air freight sector experienced a huge reduction in capacity. Belly hold space will remain severely constrained until at least 2024, by when the International Air Transport Association expects a recovery of air travel to pre-virus levels. Ongoing space limitations in air freight means rates will remain high, triggering shifts for alternative modes of transportation. With both sea freight and air freight facing space issues, old traditional transport routes have been revisited and put to the test again. Particularly the Silk Route has boomed from the pandemic, experienced a 70% increase compared to the year before. However, this alternative only answers to 3% of the space demand between China and Europe. Because of the volatility of international transport modes, shippers and consignees realize that they can't solely rely on the highly vulnerable shipping industry. The key to their sustained business success is to find a right balance between transporting their goods from foreign markets and holding inventory within their local consumer markets. Keeping larger inventory will no longer be perceived as the devil. In fact, many of the finely tuned just-in-time supply chain systems will be replaced with business models incorporating buffer inventories and safety stocks. This will again result in increased demand for warehousing space to store the additional inventory. And because of a volatile long-haul international shipping system, more regional and localized supply chains will emerge from after the pandemic. Instead of shipping from across the world, companies will deliver from a neighboring country or even from the same country itself. The good news is, when products are produced entirely within a single country, the freight is typically touched 8 to 12 times within that country, which is 4 times the quantity compared to the goods being imported. The greatest COVID impact on logistics will come from a move towards a much more regionalized approach, resulting in less miles, but more moves and continuous modal shifts in an effort to adapt, whilst increasing opportunities for warehousing and ground-based road and rail freight transport networks. The logistics industry facilitates global trade and relentlessly serves the needs of business and consumers, constantly connecting supply and demand around the world, and will continue to do so, whatever challenges may lie ahead. What are the consequences?
Okay, thank you very much, Niels. Let me move on to the next segment. So why should you join us now? We are offering a special membership rate for those who are attending today on our orientation meeting, aside from connecting with more than 190 consolidators in 61 countries, below are some benefits when you decide to be a member now. Enjoy our offer inclusive of 2 free passes in our upcoming 4th annual partnership meeting on May 11 to 14, which will be held at the Grand Hyatt Dubai in UAE. So once you become a member of the network, you will be announced and promoted as part of the global network to all our consolidators, LCL forwarders, and global database of freight forwarders to further promote business amongst the network. You will then be added to our network agency list where you can identify the payment habits of our members, and you will also have access to our mobile and web intranet and WhatsApp community where you can exchange leads, business, and interact with other members. And finally, you will be able to attend our 4th annual meeting again on May 11 to 14. I already mentioned that earlier. That will be in Dubai, where you will have the opportunity to meet with other partners face to face. So that's pretty much it. Feel free to contact our team and proceed with membership. If you have any questions regarding the membership application process, we will be more than happy to assist you, of course. Yeah, in the meantime, we would like to thank you. We have another movie to show you actually, and that is the after movie of our last conference that was held in Manila in 2019, just for you to get an impression of how we organize conferences.
That's just 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much for joining the Neptune Network Orientation. I hope that you had a great time. For those who are already interested to be a member now, you may drop your email address here at the chat box, and our team will get in touch with you. We would like to know your feedback for today's virtual conference also. We will be launching a survey poll, and feel free to answer it now. Once again, thank you very much for your time, and have a beautiful day still, or a good night wherever you are. And thank you again.
Thank you very much, everybody. And I look forward to hopefully see you in Dubai. If you wish to participate and get to know our group, then nothing beats meeting in person, of course, as we can't really shake hands over Zoom. So I hope to see you, and take care and be well and be safe. Thank you very much for attending today.
Thank you.
you.